Hello everyone, back to the chapter Timber. This is the third and the last part of this chapter Timber. In this, we have already covered felling of trees, seasoning of timber, conversion of timber, and in this video, we will be covering the very important topic, that is preservation of timber. So many questions are asked from this particular portion in timber. Let's see the preservation of timber. In this video, we will be also covering defects in timber. First is preservation of timber. The first method available is askew treatment. It is a patented preservative method. It is mainly for white ant resistance. In this, a particular compound which has arsenic pentoxide, copper sulfate or sodium or potassium dichromate in a particular ratio of 1:3:4 is used. This is called as askew. It is available in powder form. Usually, 6 parts of askew is added with 100 parts of water and it is sprayed on the timber as a solution. That was about askew treatment. Next is solignum paints. This is also for the white ants or termites. It gives a free glossy finish to the surface. It is available in any desired color, so it gives a good aesthetic appearance to the wood surface. Next one is oil paints. Oil paints are majorly used for the durability purpose. It also prevents the penetration of water to the timber. The timber should be well seasoned before using oil paints. Otherwise, the sap will be trapped inside the voids of the timber and later on it will lead to the decay. The next process is usage of coal tar. The usage of coal tar, the process is called as tarring. It is used for fighting against the action of fire. You can see the coal tar is black in color, so it affects the aesthetic. So, coal tar painted timber is used for the basement construction purposes only. Next is Sir Abel's process. It is a very important process. It is also for the fire resisting purposes. In this, sodium silicate or ammonium nitrate and borax solution is being used. That was about Sir Abel's process. Next is the usage of certain chemical salts. The solutions of these chemical salts are prepared. They are mainly for increasing the durability of the timber. Zinc chloride, mercury chloride, sodium fluoride are some of the chemicals that are being used as a solution for increasing the durability of the timber. Next is cressetol oil. It is a dark brown liquid which is obtained by distillation of coal tar and wood. The process of application of cressetol oil on the timber is called as Sir Bethel's process. This increases the life of the timber. Such timber can be used for major engineering works like in piles, poles, railway sleepers, etc. The mode of application is that it is pumped at a very high pressure to the timber. So these are the various methods of preservation of timber. Usually everything will be in a solution form or in an oil form or in a chemical form. So these preservatives can be either sprayed, brushed or injected in high pressure to the timber. Or sometimes the timber is being soaked in a tank which is filled by these preservatives. Let's one more recall the various methods of preservation of timber. First was by askew treatment, then by use of solid-ignum paint, then oil paints, coal tar, Sir Abel's process, Sir Bethel's process, and by the usage of various chemical salts. Next is about the defects in timber. The defects can be caused either by some fungi or sometimes during seasoning process or sometimes during the conversion process or sometimes by certain natural forces like wind, heavy rain, etc. First is due to seasoning. Due to seasoning, the first type of defect formed is called as a bow. Bow means the timber section will bend along their length. If we have a timber section like this is the length section, it will bend like this due to some excess seasoning processes. This is what is called as a bow. Next is a cup. Cup means it will bend along the width or in the transverse direction. Here we can see the width section. There is a slight bend in it. It is called as a cup. Next is twisting. Twisting is also similar to the bow and the cup, but in this there is a spiral distortion like this, a spiral distortion along the length. It is called as warping or twisting. Next one is case hardening. In the case hardening, the external surface of the timber get dried up so fast and it will shrink. This is caused by uneven drying. This happens when we are trying to dry the timber very fast. The exterior surface dries up very quickly. This is called as case hardening. When there is a quick seasoning or there is an uneven seasoning, the surface gets dried very fastly. Thus, the surface shrinks more and putting the core portion into a compression. And also, the moisture inside the core will get locked. This is called as case hardening. Next one is check. Due to rapid drying, there will be the separation of the fiber. But this separation not extend from one end to another. It will end something like this. It won't extend over the whole section. This is called as check. Next one is split. Split is very similar to check, but it will extend from one end to another. If this is our wood section, if there is a cut form that will extend over the whole section and this will separate the wood section into two. This is what is called as a split. Next one is a collapse. Collapse means there will be a flattening of the section due to uneven shrinkage. Uneven shrinkage will causes the flattening of the section. It is called as collapse. Next one is honeycomb. Honeycomb is mainly due to incorrect kiln seasoning. There will be some internal cracks formed. They may be radial cracks or circular cracks. Both the radial and the circular cracks will form a honeycomb-like appearance. It is called a honeycomb. This happens during the drying Some stresses will develop in the inside of the timber that will lead to cracks. Next one is the defects due to conversion. So we have covered the defects that are caused at the time of seasoning. That may be caused by the apply of heat, water pressure, chemicals, etc. in an improper manner. This will cause there some certain change in the shape of the timber that we have already covered. Now coming to the next defects due to conversion of timber. We already know in conversion of timber, we will convert the timber into various market form or industrial forms. Let's see what are the defects due to that. First one is called as the vein. Vein means there is a presence of the original round surface over the finished timber. This is our finished timber, but we can see there is a round surface here which was originally present in the original tree. It is called as vein. Next one is torn mark. Torn mark is a small depression or voids that have occurred due to the falling of the tools. We are using many tools like chip and all for conversion of timber and making the surface plain and all. During that time, some certain marks or voids are left because of the falling of the tools. It is called as torn grain. Next one is diagonal grain. Diagonal grain is caused during improper sowing. Some diagonal marks are left in the straight grained surface. That is called as diagonal grain. Next one is chip mark. It is a very visible defect in the tables and benches of our schools and college age because it is caused by the mark or sign of the chip. It is called as a chip mark. In this figure, it is very visible. This is the chip mark. So, we have covered the defects due to seasoning and defects during conversion process. Now, it is the defect due to natural forces. First is the twisted fiber or wandering fiber. Twisted fiber means during the young ages, the tree get twisted due to some torsional effect of the wind. It is called as a twisted fiber. Even though it is a defect, such timber can be used as compression members like piles, poles, posts, etc. Next is knots. It is a very important defect. It is asked in many exams. Knots. Knot means that the branches or the limbs which are cut or broken will leave some kind of mark in the trees. They are called as knots. Over time, they will change to dark, hard rings, something like this. Here, we have lost the continuation of the fiber. Here, we have lost the continuation in the fiber, so they will act as a source of weakness. This is the exact figure of knots. You may have noticed it everywhere. Next is duxiness. Duxiness means white decayed spot under healthy wood. Even though the wood seems to be healthy, there will be some kind of white patches that are found in the wood. You can see in this figure. Next is a very important defect that is called as shakes. Shakes means they are the complete or the partial separation of the fiber of a timber. There are various types of shakes. First one is cup shape. Cup shake means they will appear like a cup in the annual rings. Next is heart shake. Heart shake, as the name suggests, they will start from the heart and extend towards outside. They will start from the heart and extend outside. This is known as the heart shakes. Next one is ring shake. Ring shake means it is along the annular rings, that will separate the annular rings. Next one is star shake. Star shake means it is opposite to the heart shake. In a heart shake, we have seen the cracks will form from the heart and it will extend outside. But in star shake, the cracks will form in the bark and it will extend towards the pith. It is known as star shakes. So these are the 4 important shakes. Let's see their definitions one by one. First one was a heart shake. Heart shake is a crack in the wood near the center of the tree. It is mainly due to poor seasoning or even felling of the tree before they acquire certain maturity. That is known as the heart shake. Next one is the star shake. Star shake means the cracks that is propagating near the edges of the log towards the center. This can be caused due to the rapid or uneven seasoning. The outside of the log will get shrink so faster and it will crack. It may also caused due to the exposure to the sun or frost. This is called as star shake. Next one is cup shake or the ring shake. Cup shake or the ring shake are the cracks that are developed along the line of the annular rings. They causes the separation of the rings and it may be caused during the growth of the tree either by a check in the growth or by bending and twisting under high winds. That's all about the different types of shakes. Next one is foxiness. Foxiness means the presence of red or yellow stain in the wood. It may be due to poor ventilation or due to over maturity. That is all about foxiness. Next type of defect is burls. They are due to the shock or injury at the young age that will lead to the irregular projected growth in the timber that we can see in the figure. Next one is callus. Callus means where there is a wound in the tree, still there will be growth of tissue over this wound. It is called as callus. You can see there was a wound in the tree. Later this had become covered by some kind of soft tissues. This is called as callus. Next one is ringals. Ringals is also very important. In so many state PSCs this question is asked. Even in ISR exam this question was there. It is the overgrowth of the timber in some parts that we can see in the figure. This is what is called as a ringal. It will come out as an irregular growth or projection from the bark of the tree. Next type of defect is upsets. Upsets means there is an injury or rupture of the fiber due to compression or crushing. This is the injury in the fibers. This may be due to improper felling of trees or even due to the heavy wind blowing. Next is water stain. It is a very familiar defect, that is water stain. It is a certain discoloration when water comes to contact with timber for a long time. So we have done with the defects during seasoning, defects during conversion, and the defects due to certain natural forces. Last defect is the defect due to fungi. Let's see them one by one. The fungi attacks a timber when the moisture content of the timber is more than 20%. So while saying about the recommended water content of the timber to be used for the building, all the water content was less than 20%. We have seen if we are using it as a structural member, the optimum moisture content was about 12 to 15%. So in order to stop the attack of the fungi, the moisture content of the timber must be less than 20%. So let's see what are the defects due to fungi. First one is a blue stain. Blue stain means in the sap there will be some bluish color. This blue stain mainly occurs in the sap. That is the important point here. Blue stain is occurring in the sap. Next one is brown rot. It is a decay or a disease of the timber by removal of cellulose compounds from wood, and the wood assumes the brown color. It is called as a brown rot. The point is that it is affecting the cellulose compounds of the wood. Brown rot. Next one is dry rot. It is a very important one being asked in many exams. The dry rot means due to the attack of the fungi, the timber gets converted into dry powder form. That is called as a dry rot. Next one is hurt rot. This is formed when the branch has come out of a tree and the tree becomes weak and gives out a hollow sound when stuck with a hammer. That is the inside or the hard portion of the tree will be weak due to the attack of the fungi, and they will give a hollow sound when struck with a hammer or something hard. Next one is sap stain. Sap stain means that the sapwood will lose its color because of the feed on the cell contents of the sapwood. So the sap will lose its color. That is called as a sap stain. Next one is wet rot. Wet rot is caused by the chemical decomposition of the wood timber, and the timber will get converted into some greyish brown powder. It is called as wet rot. This wet rot is mainly found where the moisture content is more, like in the kitchens, like that. The wet rot is mostly found. It will convert into a greyish brown powder. So that's all about the defects in the fungi. And so one more is there, that is the white rot. White rot is that the attack of the lignin in the wood, and the wood assumes the appearance of a white mass. The fungi attacks the lignin of the wood and it will change to a white color. That was about the white rot. So here is the end of a particular chapter, timber. So we have covered all the important points. If I have missed any points, I will cover that in the previous question answer session. So the next video will be a previous question answer session from GATE, ESE, State, PSC, ISRO, RRB exams. So next video will be uploaded tomorrow. If you like this video, please like the video and share with your friends. And if you wish to watch more video of civil engineering contents, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.